Around 4 years ago, a video titled "I'm That Jew" went viral. Here's a snippet.
Whatever Jew, I'm in the mood to be Jew, just like you. That, oh yes, I'm just getting started Jew. I'm that Israeli Jew, that Caribbean Jew, that English, Indian, Sephardic Jew, that Ashkenazi, blonde and blue-eyed, no, I'm not a Shiksa Jew, New York Jew, LA Jew, Australia and Ukraine Jew, that Russian, South African, Ethiopian and French, je suis juif Jew. That proud of being Jewish Jew, that Jesus Jew, Judas Jew, that don't know why I'm still being persecuted Jew.
Oh, it's incredible, and it speaks of the love and pride of the Jewish culture and history, something that has often been demonised in history. You used to be able to say that. In fact, it's being demonised now as we speak. Now, the shocking rise in anti-Semitism since October 7 has taken many by surprise. I don't think anyone expected to see such awful anti-Israel, anti-Zionist, anti-Jewish rhetoric spring up so blatantly and unapologetically across the globe. We cannot sit back and remain silent on this issue. I know a lot of people aren't, which is wonderful, and so too is Eitan Chitayat, who joins me now, and he's the maker of those I'm That Jew videos. Eitan, it's so wonderful to have you on. Welcome.
Hey, it's great to finally meet you. I've been watching your stuff and you're amazing. Thank you for having me, Erin.
Oh, right back at you. That means a lot. Right back at you. How do you feel right now? We're a year and a bit after October 7. You started making these videos well before that, clearly not knowing how badly they would have been needed.
Actually, I don't know if that's true. I've been doing this for, I run my own branding agency out of Tel Aviv, and I made the film actually around 10 years ago. So I've been seeing the silent hatred, and I've been following it and watching it. And how do I feel? I'm not surprised, but I'm pretty shocked at what happened on October 8th. There was the devastation of October 7th, but the silence and the silent majority who I feel are aligned with the values of the Jewish people, Judeo-Christian values. The shocking thing is how quiet it's been and how we see that the media has been taken over, how we see that institutions, academic institutions around the world have been taken over, and even local governments are allowing hateful marches to consistently take place in their streets, which is really hate disguised as peace. So that's pretty shocking. But at the same time, the Jewish people have, we have love and we have light, but we also have lots of fight, and we are fighting back. And I think that I feel very hopeful, even though it's pretty dismal out there and we're seeing a lot of hate. I feel that there are a lot of people that get it, and it's the ones who get it that are speaking up now. I think that's only going to grow. So I feel hopeful, but it's a very difficult time for the Jewish people. But we're very proud people. We're a people that are driven by Jewish values and light, and we know what's going on. We can see the hatred, and we can see that it's propaganda, and we can see that people are being brainwashed. And so we're leaning into ourselves and into our values, and we're fighting back through our values.
Something that hit me quite early on, and it's probably a very simplistic way to look at it, but when I look at the two groups of people that generally come together on both sides of this, and the people waving Hamas flags or Hezbollah flags and chanting from the river to the sea, then you compare it to when Israeli people come together and they're chanting, "Bring them home." One side wants the eradication and the death of the other, and one side just wants their kids back, their fathers back, their people back.
Yeah, I mean, this is the problem with Islamic extremism. Not Islam, but the extremism. What the leaders of these groups do is they brainwash people. They indoctrinate people with hate. It's very similar to what Hitler did. We don't need to talk about the Second World War. We can go back to what was happening in the 10 years preceding the Second World War, where there was a real indoctrination of hate. And that's what this is. They're so filled with hate. But you know what? It doesn't matter how many hateful mobs march in London. It doesn't matter how many people do it in New York. It doesn't matter how many people do it in Australia. All of those people are still wrong. And history proves that. Hate does not win. Love wins, tolerance wins. Having debates and spirited conversations and dialogue wins, engagement wins, but not through hatred. That's why I have faith, because people ultimately, they don't want hatred to rule their lives. They want a good life. And I think that in time, more people will speak up. But it's very difficult to see. A lot of Jewish people are looking at this and are saying, what's going on with the world? It's like it's an upside down world. But at the same time, there is propaganda. There is a vision by people behind the Palestinian cause who have been working at this for decades with a lot of money, with a lot of funding, and with a lot of Israel is the bad guy. That's the message. And when they continue to do that, and I'm a branding guy, one message consistently to the right audience, in time it works. The problem is the Jewish people, you know, we've been relatively silent about this. Now we're starting to fight back, and we're going to fight back with our allies, and we have nothing to apologize for. Survival is our superpower. We've all woken up. So I have a lot of hope, a lot of hope.
Just quickly, Eitan, you don't seem to have any fear. I've seen you confront mobs of anti-Israel protesters physically in person. You obviously do so many things online. Why aren't you scared, or are you scared, but you're still doing it?
It's a very, like, I don't want to bullshit you. It is scary, but I'm not scared, if that makes sense. You know, but first of all, this is existential for us. Like, you saw what happened in the Holocaust. When people remain silent, when people do nothing against hate and intolerance, we lose. And when I say we, I don't mean the Jewish people. I mean humanity loses. You lose, Erin. Yeah. You know, if people don't say things, if people don't do things. So I'll be damned if I'll let some 18-year-old, 22-year-old, 25-year-old haters who have been brainwashed, who, by the way, I don't hate, I just feel sorry for. I'll be damned if I let them decide who I am and how I'll resist them. We resist the resistance of hate. And I think that that is a value. So how does that encourages me to stand up to those people. And also with my children, I have a 9-year-old and I have an 11-year-old boy. I'm not going to sit back and let my people be kind of have my people's narrative hijacked by people who know nothing. I will fight it. I will stand up for it. And I hope that that will also encourage others who are Jewish and non-Jewish to stand up to the hatred.
Yes, you are absolutely right, Eitan. I'm so sorry. I've got to leave it there. I'm running out of time. But the world is so lucky to have you. You articulate everything so brilliantly. Thank you, and keep fighting.
Thank you, and Shabbat Shalom, and thank you very much for having me on the show, and all my love to Australia and the good people of Australia. Thank you.